Hey Smita, it's really good to have you back with us again. Today, I'd like to talk about returning to work after a break, whether that break is having a child or, a personal reason, or even just taking a mental health break. So, what would you recommend to somebody who's coming back to work after a long break?
Thanks for having me back. I always enjoy these conversations, and I seem to have gotten like some form of a nice cult brand out there where people say I can answer questions. So thank you so much for having me again. I think in India, predominantly when we look at both men, women, and especially women, they're seen as the primary caregivers. So you've got different points on your journey where you take a break for whatever reason. It could be that you want to reset your career, or you've got elderly parents, or you've got a child and you feel you really need to be spending time at home because that seems to be the need of the hour. I think one thing that we have to be very clear is you need to own the narrative, which means you don't let the break become like just a break. It could be in the area of fixing some of the mental health concerns that you had, where you were going towards a burn and you felt you had to take a step back, or it could just be the demands at home, right? Be it man or woman. I think calling it a strategic timeout, calling it a time that you could go back and say, I need to do this, and I own the whole narrative of why I took the break, and not being very frivolous about it, I think becomes really critical. Once you own the narrative, the next thing that I always tell people is stay current and stay relevant, which means, did you look at a program? Did you go through one of the multiple courses that are available? Did you get mentored by somebody? Did you mentor somebody else? Did you get involved in volunteering activities? Did you do work for pro bono? Some of these means that you're staying current. It means that you're able to understand where the industry is moving towards. It becomes really easy for you to then come back and fit in because you still had chances for upskilling, learning new things in a different lens than what you did when you were working, in a job or in a gig. And the third that I would say is use your network. And this is what I tell both men and women a lot more in particular. Do not hesitate to go back, tap into your network. Make a list of people that you would like to go back and read and see where they are in their point of journey. Make a point to actually go back and be connected with them. See how you can, engage with them in dialogues that can help you open a door when you're out of, the sabbatical or this small break that you've taken for yourself. It gives you an opportunity to land, and it gives you that safety cover. So network, network, network. That's what I would say. And I think the corporates have also made it very easy for people who've been on a break, both men and women. So we've got corporate returnee programs where there are opportunities. You've worked for a couple of years, you've taken a break for your personal reasons and you want to come back. There are enough channels available. Earlier, these programs were only for women. I think of late, people have realized that it applies to both genders, and they also welcome both genders to actually come back and be part of the formal programs. And one thing that we've seen in the returnee program, which works really well, is once they get the confidence of going out there and talking about themselves in a very positive manner after that boot camp that they've gone through, or the intense coaching sessions that they've gone through, they invariably land themselves in a role. And I think that's the beauty, or that's the power of what you will get from a returnee program. A few years back, I still remember in my previous organization, we used to run a program for returning women. And invariably, these women were really good at their craft. They had worked for about 2 years, 3 years, up to about 5, 6 years, and then they'd taken a break. Now, these women had constant self-doubt about whether they would land themselves a role because they wouldn't be on LinkedIn. You would see them browsing Facebook, you would see them on Instagram, but they would be scared to open LinkedIn. And along with, of course, helping them brush up their technology skills, what we did do was give them the whole confidence building exercise of building a better resume, going back and networking with their peers on LinkedIn, applying for jobs, attending interviews. And at the end of the 45-day boot camp, 98% of the batch was placed. So I think many a times it's just confidence that holds us back. And I think building that confidence and knowing that you're good at what you do and your career is moving at a pace that you want because you've decided to lead it the way you want it to go, I think gives the individual a lot more control of the narrative when they go to the interviews. So many times it's just about ensuring you've got the confidence to come back and talk about what your experience has been during that period. And there are a whole host of opportunities out there waiting for each of these individuals. It's amazing to see what's the art of the possible.
Thank you so much for sharing your insights, and I look forward to chatting with you again.
Thanks for having me here again. Lovely talking to you.